Hey, yo, what's going on? This is KLA with all the rage George Page, the Emperor of Bodybuilding. And tonight, tonight's topic is the enjoyment of the photography and magazines of female muscle. And this is dedicated to someone that passed. His name was Bill Dobbins. For those who don't know Bill Dobbins, he was a photographer of the over the years of female bodybuilders. And I got the news by all the rage George Page that he passed away about what last week. And so,
Last Saturday.
well, last Saturday, he had a stroke or something.
No one says the details. From what I know, I heard from the RX Muscle said that he in the past he had issues with cancer.
Okay.
And it could be anything because he was 82 years old, and it doesn't seem like there's like guys who are 80 and still in good shape, but sometimes things happen. There's no until they put out the obituary and say what it is. I don't know. I can check
It's
around.
okay.
No one's not saying anything right now.
It's okay. Well, Mr. Dobbins, he passed away. He was born 1943 to 2025. He's well known for his work in photographing female bodybuilding, and he published 2 books on the subject, Women and Modern Amazon. And I've seen like some of his stuff on the 90s and the book, and he was on Geraldo. But we'll talk about him later. It's a tribute to photographers in general, and I wanted to my first topic was to women's physique. That kind of was a little that was fascinating to see female bodybuilders, and that was 1984 through 2006. Some early pictures of it. Hold on. I don't know what the fuck. Okay. This is 1983. Yeah. Call it done that wins. Okay. When did you started paying attention to women's physique world, George?
Well, I didn't start paying attention to like about I saw my first issue when I was about 14 or 15.
Okay. Yeah, I think I was paying attention to it. I had to be 17, and I had this issue with Krista Ball.
That's a classic.
Yeah, that issue, and also had Denise. Hold on, Denise Rakowski. Yeah, so there were photographers there, Ray Martin. Yeah, there's of Walker and Krista Bach. Notice on Krista Bach. I didn't know who Krista Bach. I mean, Robin Parker was.
Yeah, that's Rob Parker. Yeah, she competed for a good while. She turned pro and only did one pro show, and after that, it's kind of just disappeared. She had an amazing physique. Krista, I used to remember she used to have her own website. She even had a message board. Sometimes you can leave messages and she'll respond to them and talk to them because she was originally from Germany, competed for a good bit. So she had some good showings, but then she had some controversy because she got busted for performance enhancing use. That was back in the good part of the early to mid 90s, where really hammering down on the use of antibiotics in bodybuilding. She's been a multiple-time Olympian. Just amazing physique, great line. Think about her also. She's a mother. She had 2 kids before she started into bodybuilding.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I paid attention to her. During the 90s. I didn't really see her compete. I mostly seen her like photos and so
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
I did a video about her, and and another person who I do. It's one of the most watched videos on my channel. I think it has over 10,000 views, and that's been like 6 years ago. I made that video. Because her physique is crazy. It's just amazing. I mean, you know, I she's had a great physique.
Yeah, I remember when you did some videos of Krista Bach and where Annie Vicio,
Real
uh,
video, yeah, yeah,
Vicio, can't
yeah.
get her name. Yeah, so yeah,
Another lady with an amazing physique. That was her
yeah,
with Michelle Brandt. Or back then, she was
yeah,
Michelle Ivers.
yeah. I was watching some of her videos in the past, you know.
Yeah. You
That,
know
that,
that Annie runs her own company that does photo sessions and stuff like that. Is Muscle Angels.
yeah. So we got
Yeah.
hey George, hey KLA. I'm here looking at retro muscle mags. Great, amazing physique. Yeah. Michelle Brooke, I'm a fan of her. Wow. Yeah, so yeah, it was published to well, it stopped publishing in 2006.
Hmm.
And, it also published like the Strong and Shapely magazines. And this was named after a friend, Bob Bonham's gym. Bob has owned the Strong and Shapely gym in East Rutherford, New Jersey since the early 80s. Yeah, so,
Yeah.
mm,
The original title for then was called Women's Physique Publication, but then it turned into Women's Physique World.
yeah,
Wasn't that? You know, you got to think about it. Back in the day, a lot of the muscle magazines didn't have too many women. A lot of stuff on women just here and there now and then, but generally it's mostly dedicated to men.
right. Yeah. And I paid attention to the 90s. I mean, I couldn't really, like when I because I've seen it at newsstands. I seen Women's Physique World like when I was in, like walking through the streets in Manhattan, and I would see them in newsstands and stuff, and I would be, I would buy like an issue. I couldn't buy every issue, but when I had it, I bought it. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, about like I would say 2006. Yeah, right. Yeah, you didn't see it no more after 2006. I did not see that anymore. I mean, you just seen it now on the website that they got. You know,
Yeah, I was buying some back issues. There used to be it's a company called L. Scott Sales, and
yeah,
they used to sell back issues. They still sell them, but I pretty much got many of the ones that or that were still around then. I remember my first time I bought a copy was I was 15, and we were on a field trip. We went to Raleigh, and that's like a good ways from where I stay at. And I was just stopped by this. I think it was it Barnes Noble or was it B Alton? I think it was one of those two because they're not around anymore because they don't really buy books. And I was walking around and I looked over at the magazine section. I saw it on the cover. It was Linda Murray, and I think it was had to be. I think it had to be around 92, 90 or like 91 or 92. And I bought the issue. But while I was at the counter, the lady who was when the cashier was like, "Hey, look at this!" I mean, I'm like, I'm a teenager. I mean, if I had my mind today that I had, as a teenager, I would say something really, crass. But I just took my magazine and left, and that was it.
I mean, Yeah, I mean, it like that. I didn't really go through too many of that, I like like drawing like female bodybuilders at the time. Like I would draw them like in the library and in the computer and stuff, and people would see me because it was like a public space, like certain areas. And so, people would see what you're doing. And people would see that, I was drawing female muscle women. I mean female bodybuilders from the pictures and stuff. So, it do draw us attention. I mean, even when I was younger, I wouldn't want nobody to see me, notice me, like picking up a magazine or anything like that. I remember one time I picked up what Muscle Fitness or one of them Flex, and the guy in the counter, he was like, "You a bad boy." And I mean, I don't know. He was playing, he was joking with me or whatever. But at the
Well,
time, but then again, I remember I was living in a boys' home, and some of the guys that see me with the magazines, they would be like, "Damn, damn, she's Diesel. Hey, what the fuck you gonna do with?" I remember, um one of my counselors, he was like, "Yo, you're not gonna be able to fuck her. She's gonna fuck you." So he put me on the side, told me that. And so yeah, it's people, that knew that, I was, muscle women, but it wasn't to a point that you wanted to put it out like that. So
when I was much younger, my brother, like I said again, he's the one who really got into it because he's a lift weights, he played football, and it was kids. We grew up, in the '80s. The most popular cartoons at that time was He-Man, and then you had Thundercats, and you had these muscle characters. But then, when I got a little older, I think maybe in my late teens, and then I'm looking at these women, there's different shape of woman. I mean, like I said, I'm from the South. Women right here a little bit more, a little more full figured. Some we got some skinny, slender women, but the women I knew around me were a little more full figured. And and back, most of the time you get the magazines, and most magazines have men on the cover. Now, sometimes they have women, like something like Flex or Iron Man. There's one, it's infamous one. It's I think Juliet Bergman, and she's pretty much, I think, partially naked, but it was so very popular in Europe, but not here in the States. And a lot of the like guys like Bill Dobbins, who else I'm trying to think of? There's a lot of them. Um, God, he's the back of my head. He the guy who actually Steve Winstrom. He was the one who published the Women's Physique World. He was married to a female bodybuilder, Lisa Lario. I think Lario was that's her name. Beautiful woman. She was from the South. I think she was reached from Georgia, and great physique. Just a beautiful look to her.
yeah. Well, Rolando, he got some comments. K Baxter's a legend. Wow, she looks amazing. Really, he said that? He got laugh. Yeah, doing KLA, you bad dude. Dang. So yeah. I'm kind of tempted to send Rolando, but you better have this. It's up you want to come in. Don't kind of act a fool, bro. I don't know if I could wait, hold on. No, I can't. I'm not able to. Keep coming back. It's appreciated. Yeah. So we could might move on. Build I did on some of the pictures that and is what born 1983, 2025. Yeah, he published two books, the the women and neurons. Yeah, I knew about in the 90s. I got interview him. Yeah, I know you tagged along, and
Yeah.
I didn't know him well enough, but he gave me some insight. Stuff, put me onto some on like make a portfolio, and um, I know he was like the editor of Flex magazine. And, yeah.
Yeah. He did Flex. He did. He had actually, he used to be in Flex, used to have a little thing called Power and Sizzle. It was, when they had just a layout for just women's bodybuilding. I think it was like, you know, 4 pages, and it was just, you just to talk about particularly certain female bodybuilders, people like Linda or, um, you know, Bev, whoever was popular back then, Vicky Gates. And, I used to, well, most of my magazines are in a stored closet outside, and but yeah, he was the. I mean, I would actually talk to a lady I know, and she told me that he was a pain in the ass, but he was very professional, and she worked with him, and she liked his work. And he just wasn't just exclusively, like I said, again, he worked for Flex. He also did photography for men, and also he did other sports too. He was very into art and real life stuff like that. But it's just quality stuff. I mean, especially if you're a fan of it back in the day.
It's the rest on his stuff. So, yeah, I'm following him on Facebook, and for some reason, I was in an interview, because sometimes it's not really easy, and these so was like, so I try like reach the people that work, you know women like photographers, or even just yeah, he's very on Facebook, um shot. And yeah, I ain't gonna say I did a great job at the time. I had the phone, and sometimes a little stuck on even introducing him, but it was cool, you know.
Mhm. Like I said, one person I remember I interviewed, that was a few years ago, was Sean Nelson. And Sean, he does her biceps. He has his own Sean photos. He does, and he gave me some good advice. He talked about how some of the ladies he worked with, and some ladies really respect him. I remember a while back, one lady I said, she did the Steve Carr show. I said, well, why didn't some ladies, they did photo sessions with them while they were over there. He said, why do you do so? Well, she didn't feel comfortable with it because it's feel like so close to OnlyFans. But he does some good work. I mean, but like I said, it's up to you how you feel comfortable with. I pull this up here if you want to share this.
Yeah, my phone is kind of acting. My tablet. Yeah, bear with me, please. Yeah, yeah, fucking-
See,
what the fuck? No, Frederica. Yeah, it was kind of. I realized when we was having that interview, it was a big change to him, because I didn't know, I think somebody, a guy, he said he knew Gardens, and he had like four can't.
look,
Yeah, and I'm.
going in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
I was saying that he had like cancer 4 times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was what I heard that from Day Palumbo Arts Month. We mentioned it because he knows it for years. So it could have been something, whatever it was. Don't know per se, but eventually we'll find out.
I respect you, bro. I just got a kick joke you said about the guy at the register giving you time about the night. Yeah, it's all you know. I don't have a problem with uh, yeah, take that out. Um yeah, this freaking come back out. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. The thing is, I think he inspired a lot of photographers. Because give him folks. I'll be here for a minute, folks. He inspired a lot of photographers, and a lot of the ladies in the sport really liked working with him because he had a great eye for artistry. Like he was talking with us, me and KL, at that time, how he says that you want to make the ladies feel comfortable when you work with them, and also be respectful. And that's some good advice because these ladies got to do. They deal with a lot, especially being a woman in a sport where it's seen very masculine. And someone like Bill Dobbins come along and really working with these ladies and understanding um, what it is to be something different. Um, I would say he over the years he's really put up some great work. And like I said, he wasn't just a photographer for bodybuilding. He was very into sports. He worked with quite a few other athletes. If I can find it, I can pull it up. There's a picture of him with the greatest of all time. When I say the greatest of all time, that's Muhammad Ali.
About that, yeah.
This had to be right up. Let's say I think had to be like the late '70s, early '80s, I believe. If I let me see if I can find it. I'll share it with y'all. It was one of the pictures I used when I made the video for him to remember him. For the remembrance. It's let's see. Yes, I think it's here somewhere. I gotta go through it. Where is it? So it's
What are you up to, George?
well. I'm. I thought I had some. I had a couple pictures of him. Um,
Which
One is him with Muhammad
Nelson?
Ali, and
Oh,
another with he's with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
how
And
about this? You having a live tomorrow, and you can share all this
yeah, okay.
because I got pictures and stuff. I got you know you can share one picture, but I mean it don't make no sense you doing a live tomorrow. And I'm not just covering him, Bill Dobbins,
Mhm,
but I'm covering like as much as covering Bill Dobbins, but other people too. So
mhm. Right.
I mean, you talked about Sean Nelson. So I got some pictures of Sean Nelson. Pardon me. So this is some of the pictures. You know, what was it like working with him? Like he gave you like some input.
Yeah, he just basically told me that how when working with the ladies, you have to be very understanding. You gotta be patient. Um, and also just be respectful. It's just like I said, they're doing something that is seen as extreme,
Yeah,
and and he told me stories about certain ladies he worked with, like one lady he used for this cover for this video, Sher Piami. Him and Sher Piami have worked together quite often. You know, and I think I remember I told Sherry when I interviewed, I did interview with Sean. I said, "Yeah, he's a pretty good guy."
yeah. Yeah, I never really spoke to him, but I like what he did with what's that girl's name? Brittany Parish. I like what he did with Wonder Woman. I thought that was a cool picture, and she has like this fancy of being Wonder Woman and stuff. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. There's quite a few of like a lot of other companies that do. There's who else I'm trying to think of other than Muscle Angels. There's HD Physiques.
yeah,
And one other person that's always been like, I think she's been kind of cornerstone because that's one person. I asked him, who would you like to do a photo session with? He said he loved doing one with Brooke Walker, but Brooke was, she's pretty much kind of, I would say, contracted to HD Physiques. So
yeah. Well, you mentioned Muscle Angels. Here's some photos of Annie. What's her name? What you call it?
Riccio.
Annie Revicchio. Yeah, yeah. So this is some of the pictures that
Yeah, Amanda Santos,
yeah,
Bob Rogin.
yeah,
Yeah, that's Rachel Daniels.
yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's all I got for now.
Yeah,
Wait, move on.
yeah.
I think I did other ones. I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
that's
that's Elise Dion's. I could show that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's I think that's Taylor Schmuck. She just got her pro card at Nationals. This is Chelsea Dion. Yeah, Chelsea started doing her own line of photography. She even took some pictures at the Rising Phoenix last no, was it last year? Yeah, last year.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some female bodybuilders that they decide to do over the years, they did photography and actually they did a magazine. One of them was Muscle Elegant, Denise.
Denise
Um,
Messina. Yeah, I was kind of like, if you look at it, it was kind of like uh, it was kind of the Playboy of female muscle mags because
yeah,
they had full blown nudes.
yeah,
You had nudes. Compared to the other mags, which is mostly model stuff. They were, you know, um, I think I got a couple issues. It's with my other magazines in the storage room. She did, they were very risque. I mean, it was something different because you don't get to see too often female bodybuilders in a magazine naked. Uh, they were just at awe. Yo, I think I lost my man again. He has technical difficulties. But if y'all remember, so he came back. If y'all remember, Muscle Elegance, I think it was around for maybe 2 or 3 years.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
one of the magazines. I think I had an issue of the Muscle Elegance thing. So
yeah.
uh, so
That's Una Utes. I remember I interviewed Una. Ina.
yeah, I noticed you interviewed a lot of female bodybuilders.
Yeah,
A lot of them mentioned that in the past.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
is it
Denise
Messina
Messina.
or Messino? Like
Messino.
Messino. That's what I said. Messino.
Yeah, yeah,
Messino.
yeah. She has a twin sister.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she has a twin sister. She talks about her, but she's not a bodybuilder. She never got into it.
Right. Yeah.
Well, she was. There's a story about Denise. Back when they took and they had splitting up the women's bodybuilding division between lightweight and heavyweight. Some said that she was going to win the lightweight division and even win the title, but she did this. This somebody told me, and maybe the story they told me, but that was when I remember used to dress up when the Mr. Olympia competition used to dress up. Like used to dress up, and have a little performance. And she used to wear this mask, kind of spiky thing, glittery
Mhm.
thing. And what somebody told me was that the judges didn't like her wearing that because they wanted her to win the lightweight division and then did possibly be the new Miss Olympia. And I was standing when Iris was Miss Olympia, but they gave it to Claudia, Diane Cadeau, and Diana went on, and she just, Iris retained the title because they
Yeah.
liked you know, Iris. She had a, you know, Iris. I mean, they like Denise because she had a great look to her, very beautiful, very exotic, you know, crazy huge boobs.
Yeah. Rolando said he used to subscribe to um to Muscle Elegance.
Rolando, how used to come? They come to you like a paper, like it was a paper wraps, like the you know, or kind of like a plastic, you know, thing.
Yo, you can hop on if you want. So
Yeah.
well, yeah. So yeah. I think I had like one issue of them joints. Yeah. So
Yeah, I went into L. Scott sales. I still get a pamphlet of a thing from L. Scott sales. You know, I've gotten videos from them. I used to get some magazines, but I hadn't bought from them in maybe 10 years.
yeah. Yeah. What's up?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I just wanted to pull up, man. I wasn't. Yeah. Hold on one sec. Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. Happy New Year to you guys, man. Uh, yeah. The reason why you guys don't see me as often, man, I've just been working, man. It's just a lot. Yeah. Haven't
Yeah,
gotten
man,
up.
it's good. I mean, it's all good. You don't gotta explain
Mhm.
it to me. I
Oh
know.
yeah, nah, because I'm still cool with y'all, and I want to,
That's
get in on the topics. I feel like I'm missing out sometimes.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. It's like, just it is. So. Yeah, you got any thoughts on the pictures, photography growing up that what was it for you when you seen pictures of female bodybuilders?
Uh, I've been blown away. I've been blown away. Just how they got their bodies to that, and man, I started sneaking to go to Crown Books. I don't know if you guys remember Crown Books. I remember they have a lot out here in the Bay Area when I came here, and I started going to the stores and and any money I got, because sometimes I would get allowance, sometimes I wouldn't, and then I would go. I would buy them. I bought even Robert Kennedy's Muscle Mag. Oh man, and the pectorals in there were nice too.
Okay.
Yeah. So I kind of know what y'all are talking about. That's why I was like chiming in and
Then you
knowing,
subscribe to Muscle Elegance, like
yeah, I actually got busted for that. I got busted for that because I ordered it to my mother's house. She doesn't know it to this day, but
she didn't know what you was gonna finish the
uh,
sentence.
uh, yeah, it was she kind of found out, and I was like, oh snap. And
No.
then it was kind of, yeah. And then I had to stop, so I just saved them. I tried to save them, and I think they got lost when we were moving from our old family home. So
Yeah, I
I don't know
remember.
what happened to them.
Like how I didn't do like enough research on like how they had issues. Like, I don't know how many issues they had. Yeah, that I that like in the 2000 I got one issue. Yeah. And I remember like she used to interview women that did sessions and how guys, question some crazy stuff, getting punched in the face. One
Oh,
bodybuilder, like if they told her to, like to hit him if they told her to hit him like hard, she's gonna hit him hard and to a point where they get a little knocked out. Yeah, it was some wild shit. Like she was saying, I forgot her name. Yeah, she was explaining that, like a lot of
yeah. Was
guys.
that in like the Mac? No, I just wanted to ask, was that in like the magazine section or
They,
some of the where in this?
yeah, the muscle elegance.
Okay, I think I remember.
They used to, some of the female bodybuilders, they used to get interviewed, and
Mm,
questions.
yeah.
One of them, yeah, yeah, I remember
yeah,
that.
because a lot of these did sessions, quite a few did sessions. Because wait, I remember it was this guy. He was a bodybuilder, and if I remember, Teresa Bostic. and he told a story about how him and Teresa used to work out together, and she used to bring this bag, and he just asked her one day, "What's in the bag?" And what's in the bag was nothing but money, a bunch of crumpled up money. Because sometimes she did sessions, and the guys would pay her, and sometimes she'd be in town if she was like, visiting or she was competing, she'd do her sessions because that's the way some of the ladies had to pay for competition. Bodybuilding is not very lucrative business, so you got to find ways to make your money,
Right. Yeah.
Huh.
Another picture. I know Lou Creeder. He came out like in the 2007. I discovered Lou like on the internet. There's some of the pictures that he I talked to him one time like how he started, and he started doing that, been going to bodybuilding shows, and he had, some of the men could he take pictures, and so from there it kind of he was working with another company. Then from there he did his own thing. So so
Oh, he.
this
Oh
is
yeah. Oh yeah. These photographs look good. Mhm.
yeah, this is like fit models. Some of them are bikini competitors, figures and stuff like that. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Nice. Yeah. That's,
yeah.
yeah.
Another that I got a slide. George, you had talked with him is Glenn from Amazon magazine.
Yeah, Amazon Fitness Magazine. Yeah, because he started this magazine like about it had to be around 2022 when he started it
oh.
because he interviewed me. He told me about it. We were talking about it. He was going to set up. He lives like a good distance from where I said. He lives in Rayford. That's a good half an hour drive from where I live. You know,
Oh wow.
about an hour drive. Yeah, about an hour drive. And he told me about it. And I was invited to the premiere of the magazine. It was great. That's when I got met a couple of ladies who I were friends on social medias and the interviews with Amanda, Snooks and Marianne. Met some other ladies there. Some other. It was a nice event. I mean, I'm still a subscriber to the magazine.
How did
As
you
Oh,
much
I
how
as
did
wonder.
to buy a book, I support it. But I
Oh,
might buy it every now and then.
did you meet him?
oh,
Hmm?
How did you meet him? Like
Well,
online?
it was Marianne Wachowski.
Oh,
oh.
She was the one who told him about me. And I just had this. I was like, I don't know. I get this message on my phone, and if your phone's connected to your Cash App, it's $5. I said, well, let's send me $5. And I said, I talked to him saying, who used number? I said, well, it was Marianne because he was working with Marianne a while back.
mm,
Um, and he said, well, I heard about you. I know there was someone like, who was into bodybuilding, like especially women bodybuilding. I said, yeah. So you've been doing this way. I've been only doing interviews and stuff for about a year or two by then.
right.
Mm.
And he said, well, I'm in Rayford. You know Rayford is? Yeah, I know Rayford's at, because you got to, it's like, my sisters used to live in Fayetteville. And, it's halfway, it's on the other side of St. Paul, so it's halfway to St. Fayetteville. So he said, well, if you can come over, I want to do an interview with you. I said, okay. So I think that Saturday or that next Saturday, I try to remember, went over there and walked around and, went down there, found this place. It took me a while because I got my directions wrong, but I found it.
Mm,
And, he was, I think he just finished up doing a photo session. And then he actually had an issue of the women from Bill Dobson. I looked at it and said, wow, I've been always wanted to see this for years. It was a
Wow.
great interview. I mean, it was, we talked back and forth. He asked me some questions. I asked him some questions. It was fun. It was the first time somebody actually wanted to interview me and talk about me.
Yeah, I seen some of that. It was good. It was.
Hey, hey. I wanted to know, George. How could I? Because I wanna subscribe to or at least not subscribe, but at least buy one if I can.
Well, just go to your IG and just put in Amazon Fitness Magazine. Like you see the IG tag, Amazon Fit Mag, and you just if you just all the information is there in his social media. Also, he's on YouTube, or you can also go find him on Facebook on Glenn Young Senior.
Glenn Young. Okay. Yeah, I was always interested in it, so yeah, that's what.
Because he's been busy. I mean, he's worked with some, worked with Sheriff Piami.
My favorite.
He had Ashley Young. He helped sponsor Ashley Young last year as a sponsor as a competitor. Some other competitors, he's been doing some good work. I mean, I think he was in Atlanta a while back. We did Atlanta Pro. He did some photo sessions. And he also sponsored a lady. Her name is I met her at the banquet for the magazine. Her name is Melissa Guerrero, and she was doing figure. Then she switched to wellness. She got a pro card about a couple of years ago, and she did a few shows this year too.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember I ordered or subscribed to one issue. That was the issue with Sherry Priami on the cover.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted. They got it for me now.
Yeah, it's more. I think
like back issues.
I think he's having back issues. Just once you join, you just go onto the website, and they should have any back issues he has. You just order them, and they'll send it to you. Because this is something that he wants to really make something of this.
Yeah, I wanted to. I was seeing if I could reach to talk with him. It's up to him if he if he's interested. If not,
I was hoping that you could probably get him, Clyde. That'll be a good interview.
Yeah.
Another slide of
Corey.
Female bodybuilding. I remember this.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And Muscle Fitness. I remember that. I used to get Muscle Fitness. That was the first magazine. And I remember they with Damn and Corey even, when the Impact came out.
It's the one. You got the one with Corey, Linda. I think Sharon Bernot on the cover.
I remember those. I think
that's a classic. I used to remember having that.
Wow.
And you rarely ever get to see female, especially Muscle Fitness and Flex, rarely have female bodybuilders on the cover, especially by themselves.
Oh, you always got to put the man on there. I was tripping off that, but I get it.
Because it's bodybuilding is the men are the draw. And
I'm gonna lie, I thought the men was cool because they made me work out. I remember Dorian Yates, Lee Haney, who else? I think Ronnie Coleman. He came out in the 2000s, so it not really the 90s. But
Sean Ray, all those guys.
Yeah, Sean Ray. Yeah.
Sean Ray. You had Vince Taylor, Chris Cormier, Lee Labrada.
Lee Labrada. Oh wow, that's awesome.
Samir Bernut.
And
that was the golden era. The best.
Well, if you say golden era, you're gonna have to go better or farther back. You have to go like Schwarzenegger, Frank Zane, Sergio Olivier. Those would be more closer to the golden era. I think guys like Ronnie and them, not Ronnie, Lee and them were more close in the middle of the Silver Age.
Silver Age. Okay.
The Silver Age. Anything I would say early 60s to 70s, that's the golden age of bodybuilding. And up to the 80s and 90s, that's the silver age. And then late 90s to 2000s is the bronze. And then you go to the period this time is more of the modern age. You break it
Modern
down
age. Mhm.
because you go with guys like Samson Dua, Derek Lungford, Nick Walker. Those are the guys of the modern age of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's pretty
mean,
cool. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I think the '90s was, I started really, really. I didn't, probably like years, later on, started watching Pumping Iron and and stuff like that. But
Oh,
when you're a teenager, you want to get like men, and then when you get old, I'm in my 20s, I was still working out, but I didn't really care to look, you know, like that. So but when you was a teenager, you was like,
mhm.
wow, they big, like uh,
Yeah, I was trying to get like that though. I was buying the creatine stuff. My mother was like, "What the heck are you doing?" It's like,
I had the Jolene weight gainers at the time. I remember I got yeah.
We didn't couldn't afford the weight gain and stuff like that. We ate on my cook. She cooked big, and we were like before we lived in the backyard with cinder blocks and logs and stuff. Because we're country boys,
ooh,
we afford weights and until we got into high school, and there was the weight room there. The weight room in high school was really heavy duty, especially where I
mm,
was school at.
I
I was
remember the
already
time.
by the time I was 15, I was already benching nearly 300 pounds. That's a good, strong country boy.
oh, hey, nice, George, nice.
George, they call him.
Yeah, I told you the story. This is a true story. This is what I was
Yeah.
playing
Please don't,
on.
please,
I was playing,
please.
I was playing
We
on
know the
varsity.
story. Please, we know the story. Please,
So
please,
same.
we know the story. Please, let it let
I'll
it
tell
let.
him my channel next time.
Yeah, please. You know, I remember. I'll say this. I remember. I was locked up, and dudes used to lift weights, and there was this guy I was cool with. He curled 100 in his hand, and looking at him like, "Yo, that's crazy." I'm like, knocking the guy out, boy. Psst, man, man.
Mm,
I mean, I could curl 100 with two hands. He curled it with one hand, and he's laughing at me. I'm the way I'm looking at him. I'm like, wow, that's incredible. But that's locked up. I mean, dudes was locked up. He had nothing else to do to just work out in the gym, and you could do other things as well, play basketball. I mean, this is the why I don't go to jail. It was
yeah, yeah.
jail. You know, I stay there long, but but I mean, that's what basically a lot of dudes doing. Like they would just work
Mm,
out. So yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's what they told me when I went to Scare Straight at San Quentin Prison.
yeah, you was in there.
Yeah, that was kind of
Heard about
my parents
that.
were
Yeah,
divorced, and I was kind of wilding out. But anyway, yeah,
yeah, heard about that. San Quentin. I heard about that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I was scared straight too. I mean, like the rest of the guys were with me. They were committing like little juvenile stuff. I just had issues with my mother, and it was tough times, and took me to that. I didn't never want to be there again. CO didn't like me either.
Yeah. The
This big
jail
old
that I
blonde
went
CO.
the jail that I went to, they took some kids there and stuff. But the jail,
Mm,
it wasn't like no max or anything. It was just a medium jail. It was like dorm. And sometimes they would take kids and take them on tour, and you know, yeah,
yeah, kind of like the same program.
I never, like I said, my mother, she put a whooping to us. We never did anything. If we did, we got a whooping. Never been, only time I've been in jail when I had to drop some money on my nephew put on his books.
Mm.
That's about it. I never, or that
No,
one
Yeah.
I
time.
was just there. I was just there because mother was upset with me because I was, we were going back and forth. There was a lot of confusion at the time, and then she just sent me with her church program, and I went with those young guys. So yeah,
Well, I dropped something in the
hey boy.
comment section. It's a guy named Mike. I go Mike Y. He does a lot of photo sessions with a lot of ladies. If
You said you dropped it in the comment section too?
yeah. So if
Mm.
you want to check it out,
I don't
and
see it.
here it is. Let's drop it in.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
What you?
I'll just copy the link.
I just see the StreamYard link.
No.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, I see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And, he does a lot of photo sessions with the ladies. You go through his IG. You see some of the top competitors current. You
Yeah,
see
let me see.
my girlfriend's on here. Also, he has a picture of his daughter. Classics.
Yeah, you can't take a picture of something, or
Mhm.
you can't put it on the bottle, so I can't.
Yeah, I think I copied it.
Well, he wants a picture. Let me see if I can find something. I might have something, but let me see. I can
Yeah, because what I
find
did
Mike.
is I copied it and I pasted. I think yeah, but then that's how I dropped out. Yeah.
Yeah, my computer was acting up, so I didn't want to. I know this thing be acting up too, but it ain't as bad as the computer now. So
No, right.
See.
Yeah, my phone's kind of overheating, but I'm about to get off in a few, y'all. I got to
All
get to
right.
bed for work.
Yeah, I
But
appreciate you stopping. I appreciate.
oh, nah, I appreciate you too, man. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, I'm gonna try to get on tomorrow for Monday talk if I can, but I'll be at work. I already know. Try to at least. Yeah.
Right.
All right, y'all.
All right, man.
Thanks.
Peace.
All right.
See, give me a second if I can find a photo, and because he works with quite a few ladies,
And
maybe
who's
the,
this? And who's this talking about?
hmm?
Who's this you talking about? Like who's this you referring to?
Mike,
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce his name, properly, but let's go by Mike. And he's been in the game for quite a long time. He does a lot of photo sessions with a lot of the ladies.
Right.
You check his IG, you see some of the stuff he posted.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Yeah.
And
Big no is this.
yeah, put some. Wait a minute, if I could. Wait a minute, I think I can share his. Can I share his IG? Let me see. Let me do a
Yeah.
screen share.
They kind of like block it a little bit, so you won't download this. So
Let's see. I think I should be able to do a screen share. Wait a minute. Let's see. Should they see it?
yeah.
There it
Okay.
is. Yeah. So that's some of his work. You can see, a lot of familiar faces. You got, Chelsea Dion,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Julia Foray. That's Paula Ranta,
Yeah, I like Paula Ransom.
Tina Chandler. Uh, I think that's Brittany Herrera. That's Emily Sherbert. I don't know that chick right there. I recognize it right off. That's God, her name forgot her name. Oh, that's Anne Moon.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot her name. Yeah, she's there goes Big Jane.
Yeah.
And also, let's see. Here you go. You have here Sherry Piami.
Is that him with the glasses?
Oh, right here. That's him. Him and his daughter right here.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen his stuff before. Yeah, he looks familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in the game for quite some time. You
Oh,
know,
he swirled. Okay.
yeah.
He
There
choked.
goes Andrea Shaw. Oh my God. Yeah, he's done a lot of work. And, a lot of the ladies have worked filming with him. There goes Alicia Young.
Yeah. It's nice
Yeah,
pictures.
yeah, some good pictures here. Good quality stuff.
Yeah. If
Even
if you if you if you had a chance to do photography and you wanted to work with these ladies, who would want to work with?
off first. You know it.
I was going to say outside of Andrea.
uh, I would say I would love to do something with Ashley Jones. Um, Sherry, most definitely.
Mm,
Um, I gotta say Alicia Young. You know, um, uh, Angela Yo,
okay.
Marika Jones. Marika, she's beautiful. She has a great body, a great physique. Um, it's a long list.
That's good
Quite a
enough.
few.
That's good enough. No, I'm saying that's good enough. I mean, you ain't gotta go too deep on it, but yeah.
Yeah, I would love to also work with some female fighters.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
Oh, you would want to work with female firefighters? Oh,
no
female
female
fire.
fighters.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. My mind is like cuckoo right now.
That's you know, yeah, like people like just saw Holly Holmes just fought just yesterday. Wasn't the best fight and she didn't win.
Mm,
Um, Kayla Harrison, uh, Valentina Shevchenko, Amanda Serrano. Most definitely, I wouldn't mind doing a photo session with Clarissa Shields
mm,
and all with no doubt about it, Alicia Baumgartner. She is beautiful.
yeah.
If you ever heard of her.
No, I don't think so. A couple of years back, I know you know that, I remember I did like a little photo shoot, but not professional, but she let me do it. She was like a bikini competitor and she's like a fitness instructor.
Yeah, I remember that. I reached out to her, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I met her at this other place, you know. Yeah. That's how I
if you
know.
was a photographer, who you want to take pictures of?
Hmm. That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, a lot of times, man, I see women, that's fit, really. You know, they don't really have to be bodybuilders, but I do see fit women that capture me. A lot of times. I try to do the photography, but not. I don't want to talk about that too much. But I do see like women, like in a park or just running, and they look like they could be on bodybuilders in a sense. So yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, you always do ESPN so often do a thing where they do like they do semi-nude photography with a lot of athletes,
Mm,
basketball players, football players, fighters. That's very they do that every year. I remember seeing this one picture of Clarissa Shields, and Clarissa Shields got a booty.
yeah.
I think he even
I
did one with
know, what Papoose is messing with. He beefing with 50 Cent. I think for talking about Clarissa Shields or something like that.
yeah, a friend of my man, Coach. He just posted it about it. It was
Yeah,
like it's a scene from a movie, old movie, and 50 took and he you know AI visited their faces Papoose, he looked like, if you saw the, the video, Papoose looks like kind of like Sam Jackson.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, at first, I was kind of curious about it, but after a while, it was like, my boy, he's a rapper. I don't know, he's from Helter Skelter. I don't know, you familiar with him? He's on Rock from Helter Skelter back in the '90s, and he was talking about it and stuff. He ain't know, what was the beef about too much. He didn't understand Papoose. Had an issue with 50. He was getting that 50 and so
Yeah, I don't know. Right now I know 50 does that documentary about, Puff Daddy, and
that's the hot topic. Yeah, I heard. I mean, it was a good documentary that he did. He was exposing a lot of stuff. But over the years, he was talking about that. I remember he was talking about it with Charlemagne and stuff when him and what's I think that I think no, it wasn't Russell Crowe. It was that other dude from that movie damn, what's that he was in that terrorist movie with Morgan Freeman, that he was trying to save the president.
you mean uh Washington? No, what should I say? It's you're not Russell. That's Gerard. What's the face? He's Scottish.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
it's something down. There's like three movies. Like the first,
yeah. Olympia fall down or something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. Yeah,
because Morgan Freeman was in him, but he wasn't the president of the last one.
yeah. But you know what I'm trying to say, that he was with him, the guy that was in the movie, and 50 was saying it on about Puffy PD on well he was pushing up on me at one point, and he didn't want to tolerate that. So
If there's a, you remember Keenan Ivan Wayne's had his own talk show, late night show, and there's
yeah.
a video. I've seen
I know
video.
what you're gonna talk about. I know what you're gonna talk about. But gotta talk about it.
Yeah, it's the one where they're sitting and talking, and Mike Tyson, he
Yeah,
put his hand right, Mike moved his hand.
yeah, yeah.
You don't play with Mike. I saw this video somebody posted where he showed old school Mike. Mike was killing dudes. He was.
Yeah, but Mike was being nice to him at the end.
Mike
That
was
he was being
like,
nice.
remember the movie he did with Robert Downey Jr. uh,
Yeah,
can't
he
remember the
did.
movie. There's a
Which
part of
one?
it. I think it was just a little bit after he got out of prison,
Oh, okay.
and
I don't remember.
Mike sitting by the window looking out, and Robert approaches to him and talking to him, and then he said something like, "At night, I dream about you holding me." Just all out and smacked him.
What movie is this?
It was yo. Hello?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't remember that movie. I mean, it's just you can always show me the link. But I don't want us to kind of deviate from what we talking.
All right, we're not going to do it too much.
But so tomorrow you about you having a discussion about Bill Dobbins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this man, he did some stuff. I mean, especially for bodybuilding, promoted the sport. I mean, people supported him. People are fans. Like I said, I talked to a couple ladies. Maybe one of them might come through. Maybe not. And she's going to give her experience of working with him. People really liked him. He was a decent person. I enjoyed that interview I was sitting in with you and him, and give his perspective, how he really gave the idea for doing divisions for women's bodybuilding. And I'm just talking about a good bit about him and his work, and I think how much he really has contributed to the sport in general.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. If I can, I'll try to make it to to the discussion. If not, I got I got a new phone. Yeah, I'll be able probably to much as I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Thank you,
hope
myself.
the guests that you plan to come, and that'd be cool.
Oh, cool. Like I said, if it's just the usual suspects, come on. Like I said, I'll say I would love to have some more ladies come on, but you know, most of them are busy or they just, some he worked with quite a few ladies, but mostly a lot of the ladies from back in the day.
Right.
But here and there, like like Andrea and um, he also I think I remember doing I think somebody said they helped he helped them sponsor them for their bodybuilding. He put some money for them to help them out.
Yeah. Mm. It's
That's who it
interesting.
was.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I just knew him for a brief moment, with that interview. I'm glad I did, reached out to him, and yeah, I've reached out to you, because you're really more into the sport than I am, and so
Yeah,
yeah,
I respect that. Because that's the thing is when doing this content, you have to be aware because there's so much that's going on in sport, the other stuff about it. Be a fan too, but also, when you have conversations with ladies, they want to know your thoughts sometimes. They want to get feedback, you know,
I
and
mean, I can just do what I can do, I can't,
like I said, that do what you can do. But this is like I said, this is what I do. This is
yeah,
why I understand it. You
yeah,
know, now like I said, like like what this is like for me, like when people like the female body channel reach out and say, "Hey, you mind coming on and doing this with us?" Say, "Okay, I appreciate that." Or when you reach out to me and say, "Hey, you mind coming on and doing this?" Say, "Okay, I appreciate that,"
yeah,
because you really appreciate my understanding and my expertise.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, appreciate it. So yeah. I mean, I
Like
recognize, people's skills, try to
that's it. As
recognize
long as
people's
you,
positives, and their negatives, but mostly their positives.
yeah, as long as you know what you need to know, you're good. Just basically sometimes you can always fake it till you make it. Sometimes that works, but
I don't know about that. I can't fake it till I make it because eventually somebody gonna see it.
well, it has to be talent, also. But that's the thing is, this is there's so much about the sport that's you know, it's still a mystery at some points. It's still a learning curve to it, you
Yeah.
know.
I
And the people
mean,
that work in it,
no, I was about to say, like the average person, it's not, in my opinion, the average person, they really, it's not easy for them to grasp, they're not in that world, and a majority of the times people don't really care too much of it. The only time when I think majority of the times guys they do, and I can't speak for every guy, but from what I know, it's mostly about sexual appeal. Other than that, or they just want to work out and that's it. But you know, if it ain't those two components, people not gonna really be that interested about it. You know,
mhm, yeah, that's thing is this thing is that this sport's not for the average person.
yeah,
You have to be committed, focused, determined, persistent. You know, Sometimes things happen that you either have to work out the best you can or just you know move on from it.
yeah. Well, I don't want to stay too long, but I appreciate you coming through and yeah, giving your thoughts and your input on things and yeah. So, I just wanted to get it. This is more like a dedication to Bill Dobbins, and the photography of female muscle. And yeah. So all right,
Yeah.
folks. I'm gonna wrap it up. I appreciate my guest, always George Page. check out tomorrow, Muscle Talk Monday, where he talks about Bill Dobbins. And yeah, I mean, other than that, have a good week, everybody. And yeah, till I have another topic. See y'all next time.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.